Cloud9 now thinking about what they will take into that. Support their final pick here. Braum being hovered, and it looks like they locked that in.
Yeah, well, it's a triple front line for Team Dignitas, but then double AD carries, and Braum is really good against Jace. Jace's accelerated shock blast are his main sieging tool, and when you get a lot of CDR on Braum, you can block most of them actually with your Braum shield to kind of save your team entirely. So I can see why C9 would go for that here. Still synergizes pretty well with the Kalista, and since it's melee versus melee, they're not necessarily going to lose the lane. So I'd like the Braum choice by Smoothie.
One thing I want to keep my eye on, Jet, as we get into game at the very start, is to see if these two supports go for their traditional supportive items or if they opt in towards the coin. Because we've seen supports that normally don't even think about the coin start to go towards the coin in this patch just because of how much gold it generates for you.
Yeah, Alistar could be one, because then you get the Talisman of Ascension upgrade if you really wanted the move speed, boost yourself into the team. Don't think Team Dignitas is going to have an initiation problem, though, with Acceleration Gate and a Righteous Glory build on the Maokai. So I'd expect both these melees to go Targon, since they're very core melee tank supports.
Absolutely. Someday on that Maokai, like we mentioned when he first picked it during Champion Select, had a lot of success yesterday against...
Hit a jungle camp for you. Looks like he's just going to give an auto attack pull, and he starts Q for more laning power. No sapling magic for Someday.
Fans think Cloud9 has a serious edge in this matchup. 73% of them believe that they will walk away with the win here, work towards getting themselves back up towards those top areas.
Some slippery moves by Impact allowed him to escape that one.
One of the uses of Nunu is you can try to ninja these dragons away by yourself very early and very safely, but Smoothie gets himself in there to make sure he stops that, as now they find the catch out onto Sneaky, who's going to pop the flash, looking to escape, but he cannot do it. And first blood goes to that Dignitas bottom lane that has been doing so much work lately.
Altec and Adrian getting aggressive, and they catch Sneaky unawares. That was a moment.
Ready and waiting to make sure that they can't start that 2v1 against the Dignitas mid laner, as the unempowered Shock Blast does not find its way onto anyone. Smoothie and Sneaky moving up. Adrian doesn't have the most health to work with here in this fight, but he will have the Alistar ultimate if he needs to make that one happen. Sneaky getting himself knocked back. This is a 3 versus 2 for now. Smoothie trying to jump away. Adrian likely going to die first. Sneaky grabbing the kill there as Someday pops off the ultimate, trying to jump now onto Sneaky. Smoothie dropping the keen as a double kill comes out for Dignitas' mid lane. Impact in the middle of 4 men. He will not stand for long, and Altec makes this a 4-1 game.
C9 getting caught in another big fight. Adrian gives up his life, but the team wins the fight in a big way. Keen faster on the bottom lane roam than Jensen's Talia, so comes in to clean up that fight and really turn the tides. And with this turret, if they can take this with Trist and Maokai, which they should be able to, they jump out to that big early game lead that they would need to snowball with their composition.
Trist shoots really fast to begin with rapid fire, but you put a Nunu Blood Boil on top of her, she is a machine gun to take down these objectives.
And then can keep shooting fast. So what a start right here. And just looking at the start of this fight, it looked favorable for C9, honestly, because even if Alistar ults, you can keep stacking the Kalista Spears in, so you expect them to get the kill afterwards. But then watching this, right, Contracts jumps in, doesn't get a whole bunch of work done into Shrimp, and the Shock Blast actually beats the Talia wall into that fight. Sneaky, yes, picked up 1 kill on the backside, but then Shrimp, Altec, Keen, and Someday just kind of gang up on Impact after he ulted in on Galio.
You said it at the start, seeing the Jace arrive to the fight first, too. I mean, beating Talia to a fight.
Going in again.
Sneaky now jumped on, slammed around, and beaten down. Adrian kills him for the 2nd time this game. Support pushing onto the tier 2. Dignitas needs a couple more hits, or they may just be able to take it with the explosive charge, and they do. Now Adrian the target as Cloud9 looks to mount their counterattack. Heroes entrance into the fight to make sure they've got the front line once they get there.
They're going to re-engage here. Here comes the
auto
Maokai
attacks. Maokai ultimate coming in from the side. Who's it going to catch? Multiple people. It looks like 3 different ones get tied up. Contracts in retreat as Dignitas manages to turn this one around. A killing spree for Keen. Smoothie off on the side. Contracts 2 and Impact now being chased down by multiple members of Dig. Altec with the flash of the kill.
And Team Dignitas is getting whatever they want. C9 burn almost everything engaging on that fight. Someday somehow went down during that chase. Looks like to Contracts probably got him with the cheeky ultimate, but He will probably fall when all is said and done.
Yeah, he'll stand there and try to fight it out, but there's no way away from 3 members of Dignitas in that fight. Spirit Visage done for him now. Working on that Righteous Glory next.
And by the way, he doesn't have flash.
He has been caught out. Weaver's Wall will block away his path.
He's going to
throws out the grasping roots as Sunday will buy as much time as possible. Keen arrives, and it gets turned around yet again as Jensen falls, but Keen will go now too. The shutdown credit for impact as Contracts gets shot down by Altec, who now has free firing time onto this very low armored Galio, and Cloud9 again lose 3 for 1.
That's just not right.
No,
it just doesn't
not at all.
Right. Maokai is so tanky, and he's got a Visage and a Glacial Shroud. Definitely worthy of the first pick someday, knowing this champion. Impact knows it as well. He was picking it all over the place on Friday, but C9 opted for other bans this game. Sunday's gotten going a little bit. They just do not have the damage to take him down. Now they turn for Baron.
Now we get to see what we were potentially thinking about a couple of minutes ago. Baron only live for 20 seconds before the Dignitas team turns their attention towards it. Already have it below half HP, and Cloud9 just retreats. They don't really have any sort of a chance to contest here.
Yeah, I mean, it's against a Nunu. Very rarely in situations where there's 1,000 damage, true damage secures do you see steals. It has happened, though.
We have to preface that with it has happened now, though, because...
and here they cut Sunday off entirely. He has no flash, but he says, okay, at this point his Sap Magic heals for so much, and he also has the Courage of Colossus Shield. They end up only getting half his health in 4.5 seconds for Keen's teleport to complete. They finished off Jensen first, and sure, they trade a kill around, but C9 has Braum and Callista up on the top side of the map, and Team Dignitas can collapse everyone down faster, so it looked like a 3v1 turns into a 5v3, and this preps the Baron. Turrets can become irrelevant, not to mention Tristana is so good at taking them down, so expecting Dignitas to continue to power down these turrets and try and get a quick victory.
Sneaky just lost 60% of his HP from a single Shock Blast as Dignitas continue pushing. Weaver's Wall comes out, the Maokai ultimate launched out as the counterattack. Absolute Zero instantly going to be interrupted as Impact dies before he can make his hero's entrance. 1 for 1 so far, but Dignitas continues the pressure. Contracts having to run away after losing his AD carry. Smoothie on the front line, but not for long. Altec cashing in for the 6th time. And Dignitas wants to end this game. 22 minutes in, Jensen and Contracts only gets away because he can run outside of the playable map.
And even then, he could have gotten hit by Shock Blast. They're going for more.
Adrian trying to go in, finish these guys off, make sure there's no chance at all for Cloud9 to survive here, but I don't think that's even required. Nexus turret, only one left standing, the Nexus. Now the target for Dignitas. Impact alive in 2 seconds. Same for the rest of the team, but it does not matter. And Dignitas have a swift victory in Game 1.
Swift is almost an understatement. That was a 23-minute victory for Team Dignitas. They obliterate C9.